Hello and welcome to Pavli. So today in this video, we are going to learn the top 10 InstaMojo automations that you can set up with Pavli Connect. So guys, if you're collecting online payments from your customer using InstaMojo, these top 10 automations are going to help you a lot. So using these automation, either you can automate the process of adding the customer who is making the payment on InstaMojo into your email marketing or CRM application like Zoho CRM, MailChimp, MailerLite or any other platform as well. Also, you can add the details of each and every payment which you receive on your InstaMojo account automatically into a Google Sheet to maintain a record. And if you are collecting payments from customer for some particular event or for some particular product, you can actually send that product or some meeting or event scheduling details on WhatsApp as a message as well. You can send payment confirmation on WhatsApp automatically. So guys, the possibilities of automation are endless. So without any further delay, let's start with this complete guide and understand in a step-by-step manner that how you can set up all of these top 10 automation all by yourself.
Hello everyone, today we will learn how to add InstaMojo sales to new Zoho CRM leads. So we can add the new leads in Zoho CRM whenever a new sale is generated in your InstaMojo. So we can create an automation with this process with the help of Pavli Connect, where our trigger will be the new sale generated in InstaMojo and our action will be to create a lead in Zoho CRM. Let us learn how to do it. So let us learn that how can you create a lead in your Zoho CRM, like these are already created over here, from any payment that you will be receiving from your InstaMojo. Like any sale that is generated in your InstaMojo account will be updated as a new lead in your Zoho CRM. So let us create an automation for this purpose. We will be using Pavli for this. Let us quickly sign in into our account and then I will reach this place where I can see all the applications provided by Pavli. We are going to use Pavli Connect for today's automation. Click on Access Now and then you will have to click on a big blue button on your right side because you're going to create a new workflow. So click on the button and give a suitable name to your workflow. I am going to name it as Create leads in Zoho CRM when sales are generated in InstaMojo. Click on Create. And then a blank workflow will be created for you like this you can see on your screen. Trigger and action are the two boxes you can see. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this, which means that what will be your trigger application, an event will take place in that application and it will act as a trigger for this workflow. And then when it triggers the application, the action application will perform the assigned action. For this workflow, our trigger application is going to be InstaMojo, because the sale will be generated over there, and further the action application is going to be Zoho CRM where the creation of lead will be performed. So the event will be new sale. Now it will provide you a webhook URL that will be used to connect Pavli Connect and InstaMojo. The purpose behind this is that whenever a new sale is generated, Pavli Connect needs to detect that lead, that sale, and then bring that to this workflow as a response. So let us use this webhook URL. These are the following given instructions to follow and how to use this webhook URL. So log into your InstaMojo account and then click on product for whichever product you want to set the webhook. For example, this is my InstaMojo account and I want to purchase this PHP. When I click on this product, I will get advanced over here, this advanced option. And in this advanced option, I will have a thank you note that is already given over here, redirect URL and this webhook URL. Okay, so I'm going to erase this webhook URL used by somebody else, copy this new webhook URL and then paste it over here. Okay, now after this, you have to click on save. Once I've clicked on save, then you have to click on capture webhook. So you don't need to do that. It is already waiting for a response. So you just go back and then open this, view on store, and then create a purchase for this product. Okay, so click on buy now, select the quantity, enter your details. Contact number is this, review and pay, make payment, and then you have to make a payment over here. Here the payment is done. So it says thank you for the purchase, which means that that response would have been captured. When you go back, you'll see that yes, we have received a response. It says credit. First of all, the contact number, the name of the person, the email address, and also the amount that you have paid is also here. So we have the basic details, but we do not have the complete detail that we might have entered. So we just open this and write InstaMojo again. And this time we will get the further information that we have entered over there. Click on connect because we have chosen get payment details. Now you don't have to select your new connection again because you have already connected your account in the workflow. So just select existing connection, save. You have to enter the payment ID that you can map from the previous step. So this process is called mapping because you map the data from the previous step that is given in your workflow. So how do you do that? You insert the data from this given drop-down menu when you open it. So you have all the details over here. Here you can see you have the payment ID as well. So you click on that and click on save and send test request. So after this, it will show you all the further details over here. Okay, so now we will just save this. But you have to put one more important step over here. Keep this in mind that InstaMojo actually responds to all kinds of payment, whether it is successful or not. So you have to put a filter over here about this success. If the success value is 1, which means the payment is done. If it's not, then this workflow should not work. So in that case, we are going to put a filter over here. Now, filter is a feature that is built inside Pabbly. So you have to give a filter of any situation. Like over here, I will choose success, which is right now 1. And the filter type is equal to. You can have any other filter over here, but I need equal to and the value should be 1, which means right now it's 1 and it should also be equal to 1 only. When I click on save and send test request, it will tell me, okay, the condition is true right here. So I will save this. So whenever the condition comes out to be true, then only this workflow will move ahead in the direction of the action application. Then there is one more feature that we are going to use over here. I am just closing this window for a better understanding. Okay. So when you add one more step, it is called text formatter. Because I will tell you the reason behind using text formatter here. When you open this and see the name, so the name is not separated, it's combined. But when you are going to fill the create lead details in your Zoho CRM, then it will ask you to fill in the first and second name separately. So we are going to split the text of the name. Okay, so this feature is inside Pabbly. No separate method is there to connect your account. So just click on connect and now you have to map what you want to connect. So click on the drop down menu of get payment details and choose the name that you want to split the name into first and last name. So the separator over here is the space. So if you want to use the space as separator, then you can just copy this from here and paste this command. And you want all the segments. You want the first and second both names. Click on save and send test request. And here in no time you will have the response as see the first and second name separately. Now save this. And now after all these steps, our final step is over here, which is Zoho CRM, our final destination. Zoho CRM. Make sure you've opened your Zoho CRM over here so that you can create lead and keep a check also. The action event is going to be create a lead and now you will connect the account. Click on add new connection, connect with Zoho CRM and now you have to enter the domain of your Zoho account. For that you have to go back to your Zoho account and see the URL of your account which says crm.zoho.com, which means that our domain is zoho.com. So you can copy it from here itself and paste it and save and it will detect. So you just have to give access by clicking on accept and therefore the accounts are connected. Once this is done, you have to fill in the details that are generally required to create a lead in your Zoho. So what are we going to do? We are going to fill these details. So as I told you, we have to fill first and last name separately. So this time you're going to map it from the text formatter. This is the first name. Then this is the last name. There was no designation, email address was there. So rather than scrolling or finding from which part you have to fill, just click on this search and map data, enter the hint and see, here it is, the email address, then phone number again. So the phone number was something like this and yes, the phone number is here. Now was there any other detail? No, there was no further detail that was supposed to be filled. Also, there is one more thing that says required, that's annual revenue, which is of no need in our case. So you just put 0 before it. If it's of your use, whenever you use Zoho CRM for any other application, so then you can fill in the detail whichever is required by you. For now, I'm putting it 0 and I'm clicking on save and send test request. Once I do this, you see that we have the response which says success. Over here, we have all the response and the record has been added. So we click on save and then we'll go back to our Zoho CRM to check, refresh this, and yes, DRI, this is the email address and this is the phone number. So we have successfully created a lead after so many steps, but once you have created this workflow, you don't have to do this manually over and over again. So InstaMojo, new sale was generated. We got the whole payment detail using the action application as InstaMojo, then filter so that only the successful payments are forwarded, then text formatter because we had to split the name, and then in the end Zoho CRM where we created the lead. So this was the whole workflow. I hope this helped.
In this video, we are going to see how to send WhatsApp messages with appointment scheduling link on InstaMojo payment. So every time a payment has been captured for any particular course on InstaMojo is the payment gateway. Then you want that with an appointment scheduling link, a WhatsApp message should be shared with the user who has just made the payment. How can that be done? For this, you will have to integrate the two applications. Here we are using Interact to send WhatsApp messages. And the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So here your trigger application would be InstaMojo and your action application would be Interact. Now, how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process so that every time the payment is captured, automatically the message is sent along with the appointment scheduling link. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply click on sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here. And here you can see that we have reached the all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. As we do that, here we have reached the dashboard. Again, on the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. You can give any random name to this workflow. Now, what is my objective here? My objective is that every time successful payment happens through InstaMojo, which is a payment gateway, then automatically, let's say I'm talking about a particular course enrollment. So for that particular course, the user must be enrolled and a link, a meeting link should be sent through WhatsApp to that particular user. This particular meeting link we are going to create through Calendly application. You can use any other application as well. Now I'm going to name it as send message with appointment scheduling link on InstaMojo payment. Let's click on create. As we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the response of your trigger application. Now, as per this integration, my trigger application will be InstaMojo. Let's click on this. Now comes the trigger event. So this is the event that will make this workflow run. And here it would be new sale. So here you can see we have received a webhook URL. This is going to act as a bridge for connecting Pabbly Connect and InstaMojo. Now I'm going to copy this and we have to follow the following steps. Let me show you what we have to do. So we have to go to InstaMojo and here I already have created a few pages for different products. So here I have this course MS Office Language. Now I have already created this smart page. You can create one by going to create page. Once you click on this, you can create. Now let me go to the three dots and as I go there, I have the edit page option. And here you can see that this entire page can be customized. So here you can provide the title, you can add a page header, then again you can add a video or an image. Then here you can change the theme, appearance, custom theme, pricing, etc. Now as we come down, so here within page settings, you can see enter the webhook URL. So I'm going to delete the previous URL that was pasted there. I'm going to paste the one that we have just received through Pabbly Connect. And then if you want to add page URL settings and all, so you can do the same. Now I'm going to click on save and update. So let's click on this. Okay, once done, now what we have to do here, let me take you back to Pabbly Connect, and here it is written that do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So now I'm going to take you back to InstaMojo. Let's go back here, share page, copy the link and open this link in a new incognito window. And once we do that, now here you can see that I have to make the payment. Let's click on pay now. Let's provide the details. Let's say the first name here is test, the last name is user. Then we have the email address, which is testuser@pabblytudes.com. And then we have the mobile number. Once provided, let's click on pay. So here you can see that we have received the QR code. Now I'm quickly going to make the payment. And here you can see that the payment has been made. Once this is done, I'm going to minimize this, go back to Pabbly Connect and see if we have received the API response over here. And here you can see that we have received the API response where we can see that the payment status is shown as success. This is the payment resource URI, then this is the payment ID, this is the payment currency, this is the completion date and time, then this is the amount here. As I take you down, here we have the name of the product and then we have the details of the user. So once we have received this, now I want this workflow to continue only when the payment is a success. So I'm going to choose my action application, which is a feature by Pabbly filter, and here here you can see the label has to be success, and here this should be equal to which value? Success. So only when the payment is a success, this workflow should run. Now as I click on save and send test request, you can see that the condition is true, which means that now this workflow is going to continue. So what should be my next action step? Here I am going to choose my action application as Interact. Interact is going to help me in sending WhatsApp messages. So here it would be send WhatsApp template message. Let's click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Interact account. I'm going to click on add new connection, and now here it is asking me to provide the API key. For this, first log into your Interact account and then click on this hyperlink. As you do that, here you can see that this here is your secret key. So I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, paste this over here, and let's click on save to set up this connection. So here you can see that the connection is all set. Now we have to provide this information: country code, phone number, full phone number, template code name, etc. We have to map the information here. How do we map the information? So here, as I click on this, you can see it is showing me the previous step. So as I click on the first step and I go down, so this is the phone number. So I have provided the full phone number. Now suppose you did not have the country code. So what you have to do is you have to provide the country code here and the phone number here. But since I had the complete phone number, so I have mapped it here. Now I don't have to fill in the information in the above two steps. Now the process with which I have added the information here is known as mapping, and this is important so that it can always take the new data into consideration. If I had written this manually, then it would have only taken the manually written data. Now comes the template code name. So in Interact also we have various templates. Let me show you the same. So here let me take you to active templates. So I have created a lot of templates here, and recently I've created appointment schedule. Now if you wish to add any name, you can provide the name here, then the category and the language. Now if you wish to add a text, image, video or document, you can always do that. As of now I have kept it blank. Then we have the body. Now here this is the body where I've written dear, then there is a number within double curly braces, comma, we have received a payment of rupees this for this. Now again we have got two variables. So kindly visit this link to book your appointment, and then there is another number. So here you can see that I have got these numbers. These are basically known as variables which can be changed every time you receive a new data, and that is how you can personalize each and every WhatsApp message. Now to get the template code, here is your template code. This is appointment underscore schedule. So I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and write it over here. Then we have the language code. So for English it is EN. So I'm simply going to write EN. Then we have the header value. So we did not select any header, so this is supposed to be blank. Now comes the body variables. So all these four variables So here the name would come, here the price, here the name of the product, and here the link of the Calendly meeting. So I am going to write it like this. First of all, let's go to step 1. And this here is the name of the person. Let's put a comma. Now I need the amount. So this here is the amount. Let's put a comma. Now I need the name of the product. So this here is the name of the product. Again, I'm going to put a comma, and now I need the link of the Calendly event. Now this I'm not going to map. This is going to be static. So I already have created an event. So here is MS Office course. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as I click on share, so here is the link. I'm just going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, and I'm going to paste this over here. Once done, now the position of CTA button and the value of variable in dynamic URL again CTA button. Since we did not select this, so I'm going to leave this blank. If you had selected, you could have filled the information here. Now let's click on save and send test request. As we do that, here we can see that we have received a message, the API response, according to which a WhatsApp message must be shared with the user. Now let me show you the same. And here we can see that we have received a message, dear test user, we have received a payment of ₹9 for MS Office. Kindly visit this link to book your appointment. So this basically means that our integration process is a complete success, but we also need to check the same in real time. So I'm going to take you back to InstaMojo. Let's copy this URL once again, open this in an incognito window. And now here I'm going to make the payment once again. So let's say the first name this time is Smart. Then the last name here is user. Then we have the email address, which is smartuser@pabblytudes.com. And here is the mobile number. Let's click on pay. So here you can see that we have received the QR code. And now I'm going to quickly make the payments. And here you can see that the payment has been successful. So once this is done, now I'm going to take you back. And here what should happen, automatically a WhatsApp message should be received. And yes, you can see, dear smart user, we have received a payment of this for this, and this here is the link for the booking. Thank you, regards. So this means that our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger application was InstaMojo, where the event was new sale. Then our action application first was a feature by Pabbly which was filter so that the workflow can continue only when the payment was a success. And our final action application was interact, where we had to send WhatsApp template message. So I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
In this video, we are going to see how to auto-tag ConvertKit subscribers for InstaMojo payment and add data to Google Sheets. So here, every time a new sale happens on InstaMojo, which is a payment gateway, then the user who has made the payment, you have got the details. With those details, you have created a subscriber in ConvertKit. And now what you have done is you have added a new row to your Google Sheets with the information about the product and the link. How can that be done? For this, you will have to integrate the 3 applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So your trigger application will be InstaMojo, your first action application would be ConvertKit, and your second action application will be Google Sheets. Now, how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen.
To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see 2 options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply click on sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here, and here we have reached all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect, and here we have reached the dashboard. Again, on the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this, and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. You can give it any random name. Now here, what is my objective? My objective is that every time there is a sale that happens on InstaMojo for a particular product, then automatically a subscriber must be tagged in ConvertKit
if the payment is successful, and later the details of the payment and the user must be added on a Google Sheet as a new row. So I'm going to name it as add subscriber or tag a subscriber for InstaMojo payment and add data to Google Sheets. Now I'm going to click on create. So as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the response of your trigger application. Now, as per this integration, my trigger application will be InstaMojo, which is a payment gateway. And what would be my trigger event here? So trigger event is the event that is going to make this workflow run. And here it would be a new sale. Now here you can see we have received a webhook URL. Webhook URL is going to act as a bridge for connecting Pabbly Connect with InstaMojo. So now I'm going to copy this and then we have to follow the following steps. So this is the help desk given. Please read this carefully. Now let me show you what we have to do. So this is my InstaMojo account and I have this smart pages. Basically I have already created different pages for different products. Now let me show you this particular page which is for MS Office language. So this is an entirely customizable page where you can add a page header. Then we have title. Here I have written MS Office language. You can always add a cover image or video. Then we have different page themes, appearance, custom theme, pricing options. And then we have the payment button as well. Now as we go down here you can see we have page settings, and within page settings here we have to enter the webhook URL. So I'm going to remove the previous one and add the one that we had just received through Pabbly Connect, and then I'm going to click on save and update. So once this is updated, this means that the webhook has been successfully connected with the product that we want to sell. Now I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect, and here it is saying that now log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response, which basically means now we have to do a mock test. So I'm going to take you back to InstaMojo. Let's go back to the same product. Here I'm going to click on share page, copy the link that we have just received, open this in a new incognito window, paste, and this here is your page. So now I'm going to click on pay now. Let's say the first name here is Smart. The last name here is user. Then we have the email address smartuser@pabblytudes.com. Here we have the mobile number, and now I'm going to click on pay. So as I do that, here you can see that we have received the QR code. Now let me quickly do the payment. And here you can see that the payment has been successful. Once this is done, I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect. And yes, here you can see that we have received the API response. So the payment status says that the payment is a success. Then this here is the payment resource URI. This is the payment ID. Then this here is the payment currency. This is the date and time of the payment done. Then we have the amount. As I take you down, this is the product, and then we have the user details. Now once we have received this, here you can see that the payment is a success. Now I do not want this workflow to continue if the payment is a failure. So here I'm going to choose a filter, which is a feature by Pabbly, and here I'm going to select the status as success. So when the status is equal to success, then only this workflow should run. So as I click on save and send test request, here you can see that the condition is true. Now that the condition is true, I'm going to add an action step here, and this time the application will be ConvertKit. Let's click on this. Now the action event here would be to tag a subscriber. Now let's click on connect. As I do that, here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with ConvertKit account. So I have already logged in. I'm going to click on add new connection. Now to set up this connection, we need the API key and the API secret. So please log into your ConvertKit account. Once done, click on this hyperlink account setting. As you do that, here again on the left hand side, you can see advanced. Let's click on this. And as we do that, here you can see this is my API key and the secret. So I'm going to copy this API key, go back to Pabbly Connect, paste this over here. Then again, I'm going to show the API secret, copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Once done, let's click on save to set up this connection, and here you can see that ConvertKit and Pabbly Connect are now connected. Now here we are supposed to enter this information. So the tags that are there in my ConvertKit account, let me show you. So here if I go to subscribers, so you can see that again here I have got different tags, general and InstaMojo subscribers. If you wish to create more tags, you can just click on this icon, create a tag and add more tags. Now going back to Pabbly Connect, I'm going to select InstaMojo subscribers. Now we have to map the email address. What is mapping? Mapping means that I already have this information in the previous step and I'm just going to retrieve it here. So how do I do that? As I click on this, it is showing me the previous step, and here we have to enter the email address. This is the email address. This process is known as mapping. And why is it important? So that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Now here we have to map the first name, but in the previous step, we have received the information as the complete name. Now we have to split the name. To do the same, I'm going to add another action step where I'm going to choose a feature by Pabbly, which is text formatter. Here it is. Now the action event here would be to split text. Let's click on connect. As we do that, here it is asking me to map the information that is to be split. So as I click on this and I go down, this here is the name that is supposed to be split. And what is the separator? Separator is the space in between. And here it is written that if it is space, this is how you are supposed to write it. So I'm going to write space here within double curly braces. Now I want both the segments. So I can here just write all and click on save and send test request. And here you can see we have received the first name and the last name separately. Now once this is done, I'm going to quickly refresh this connection by clicking on select existing connection. And now as I take you down, here we have to map the first name. Let's go to step 3. This is the first name. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. As I do that, here you can see we have received the API response according to which this particular subscriber must be tagged in ConvertKit. Let me show you the same. So let's go to ConvertKit, and here I'm going to quickly refresh this page once. And you can see that we have another subscriber, smart user, and this is the subscription date and the status is confirmed, right? So let me show you the details here. So as I click on this, here we have the tag as InstaMojo subscriber. Now going back to Pabbly Connect, what is my objective? My objective is to add this information in my Google Sheet. So I'm going to add another action step. This time the application will be Google Sheet. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to add new row. Let's click on connect. So here again Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Sheets account. Let's click on add new connection, sign in with Google. And here I have to choose the account, and once done, Pabbly Connect Sheet wants to access my Google account. This is absolutely secure. I'm going to click on allow. And once that is done, here you can see that the authorization has been successful, which means that Google Sheet is now connected with Pabbly Connect. Now here we have to first of all select the spreadsheet. So I already have created a sheet. This is my sheet. The name of the spreadsheet is InstaMojo Integrations. This has got just one sheet. The name is MS Excel. I have named it as per the name of the product. Now here I have the following column fields: name of the buyer, email address, payment amount, payment ID, and payment date. Let's go back to Pabbly Connect. So first of all, I'm going to select the sheet. So now here you can see name of the buyer, email address, payment amount, payment ID, and payment date. This is supposed to be mapped. So as I click on this name of the buyer, so let's go to step 1, and this here is the name of the buyer. Then we have the email address. Again, I'm going to go to step 1. This here is the email address. Then the payment amount. Let's go to step 1. This is the payment amount. Payment ID, here is the payment ID, and then we need to enter the payment date. But here as I show you the date, this is in a very different format with the time zone, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another action step here, and this time I'm going to choose a feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter. Let's click on this, and the action event here would be to format date only. Let's click on connect. So now here I'm going to map the date that is supposed to be formatted. Here it is. And from format is exactly the same. To format here would be year, month and date. You can select any other format you want to. And here I have received the date in the desired format. So I'm going to quickly refresh this connection. And once done, let's quickly go down and add the date. So let's go to step 5 and this is the date. Now as I click on save and send test request. So here you can see that we have received the API response according to which this information must become a part of my sheet. So let me take you back, and yes, here you can see this is the name of the buyer, email address, payment amount, payment ID and payment date. This basically means that our integration process is a complete success. But we also need to check the same in real time. So I'm going to take you back to InstaMojo. I'm going to copy this link once again, open this in new incognito window. And here I'm going to make another payment. Let's say this time the first name is dummy, the last name here is user new. Okay, then we have the email address as dummy new at pablitudes.com. Then we have the mobile number, and now I'm going to click on pay. So here you can see that we have received the QR code, and now I'm going to quickly make the payment. Here you can see that the payment is all done. Now I'm going to minimize this, go back to first ConvertKit, and here let's quickly check if the subscriber has been tagged. So yes, you can see dummy new has been created, and now I'm going to go to the Google Sheet. And yes, here you can see that the information has been added. This basically means that our integration is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here the trigger application was InstaMojo, the event was new sale. And then we had chosen a feature by Pabbly which was filter to make sure that this workflow continues only when the payment is a success. And once this is done, then our application was ConvertKit, where we had to tag a subscriber, and here we had chosen two features by Pabbly, text formatter and date time formatter to format the date and time. Then we had chosen our final action step as Google Sheet, where the event was add new row. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
In this video, we are going to see how to auto-add MailChimp subscriber when new sale happens in InstaMojo. So every time a new sale happens on InstaMojo, which is a payment gateway, then automatically here the user who has made the payment, you have received the information. Now using that information, you want to create a subscriber in MailChimp, which is an email marketing tool. How can we do that? For this, we will have to integrate the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. So here your trigger application will be InstaMojo and your action application will be MailChimp. So how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen.
To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply click on sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now here you can see that as I was an existing user, I have signed in and I have reached all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. As we do that, here we have reached the dashboard of this application. Again, on the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this, and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Every time a new sale happens in InstaMojo, then automatically the user must be added as a new subscriber in MailChimp. So I'm going to name it as add MailChimp subscriber when new sale happens in InstaMojo. Let's click on create. So here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the response of your trigger application. Now as per this integration, my trigger application will be InstaMojo, which is a payment gateway. And the event here would be new sale. So every time a new sale happens, then this workflow is supposed to run. So here we have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting Pabbly Connect and InstaMojo so that Pabbly Connect can have access to the information. I'm going to copy this and then we have to follow the following steps. This is the help desk given. Please read this carefully. Let me show you what we have to do. So first of all, we have to go to InstaMojo. Then here I'm going to go to Smart Pages. So I already have created different pages for the products that I want to sell. And here you can create a page on your own by clicking on this plus icon. This is the product that I wish to sell. This is MS Office language. Now I'm going to click on the 3 dots given here and go to edit page. So once done, here you can see that the entire page can be customized. This is the title. Then again you can add images, then the theme, color, appearance, custom theme, etc. I'm going to scroll down and within page settings, we have to enter the webhook URL. So I'm going to delete the previous one and enter the one that we have just copied. Once done, we are going to click on save and update. So as we do that, here the connection has been set. Now going back to Pabbly Connect, it is asking me to do a test submission so that the data can be received here. So I'm going to go back to InstaMojo, go back to the 3 dots, share the page and copy this link. Open this in a new incognito window, paste the link over here and here you can see this is the payment page. Let's click on pay now. So here we have to provide the name. Let's say the first name here is new and the last name here is customer. Then we have the email address which is newcustomer@pabblytudes.com. Here we have to enter the mobile number and once done, let's click on pay. So here you can see that we have received the QR code and now I'm going to make the payment. And here you can see that the payment has been successful. So once we have made the payment, then going back to Pabbly Connect, here you can see that we have received the API response where the payment status is shown as a success. Then here is the payment ID. The currency is INR. This is the date and time of the completion of the payment. This is the payment amount, the page ID. Then this here is the language. So basically this is the product and then as I scroll down, here is the number, name and email address of the user. Now what is my objective? My objective is to create a subscriber in MailChimp with the information received. Before that, I'm going to use a feature by Pabbly which is filter. So basically I want if the payment is success, then only this workflow should continue. So here I have to select the label and I'm going to go to the previous step. Let's go to payment status as success. Now this should be equal to success. So if it is equal to success, then only this workflow should continue. Let's click on save and send test request and here you can see that the condition is true. Now that the condition is true, I'm going to add another action step here and this time the application will be MailChimp. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to add new member with custom fields. Let's click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the MailChimp account. I'm going to click on add new connection. To set up this connection, we need a token and the data center. Now from where can we get this token? So first of all, I'm going to take you to my MailChimp account. Let's go to the profile picture. Here you can see profile. Now within this, we have extras. Let's go to API keys. As I scroll down here, you can see create new key. So I'm going to click on this. Let's say the new name here is new key. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to click on generate key. Here it has been generated, copied. Go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Next is the data center. So the data center is basically this number that appears as a subdomain in your MailChimp account URL. So let me show you my MailChimp account URL and here you can see US6. This is the subdomain. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Let's click on save to set up this connection. Once done, now here we have to choose the audience list. So here we can see it is Pabbly Connect already been selected by the system. Then we have to map the email address of the person. So for this, I'm going to click on this and you can see the previous step. So as I click on this and go down, this here is the email address. This process with which we have added the information here is known as mapping. Mapping is important so that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. If I had written this manually, so every time the workflow would have run, it would have only taken the manually written data, and that's why mapping is important. Now here we have to provide a tag. So here what I want is every time a subscriber is added to InstaMojo payment, so the tag should be InstaMojo. So I'm going to write InstaMojo here and then select the status of the subscriber. So we are selecting the status as subscribed. Now if you wish to add interest, you can do that. Now I'm going to write the first name and the last name, but in the previous step we have received the complete name of the customer. So basically here I'm going to add another action step, and this time my application will be a feature by Pabbly which is text formatter. Why? Because I'm going to split the data here. So the action event here would be split text. Let's click on connect. As I do that, here it is asking me the text to split. Let's map the information. So go to step 1, and this here is the complete name of the person. What is the separator? The separator here is the space between the two values. And for this, I'm going to write double curly braces, space, and double curly braces closed. Now, which segment do I want? I want all. So I'm going to click on all and save and send test request, and here we have received the first name and the last name individually. Now I'm going to go down, refresh this connection by going ahead with the existing connection, and as I take you down, let's map the first name. Go to step 3, this is the first name, then the gender, so I'm going to leave this blank. Last name, again go to step 3, and this here is the last name. Now the mobile number, so go to step 1, and this here is the mobile number. Let's click on save and send test request. And here we can see that we have received the response, according to which a subscriber must be created in MailChimp with the name new customer. Let's go there and let's go to all contacts. So here you can see, yes, new customer at pabblitudes.com. First name is new, last name is customer. This is the mobile number, tag is InstaMojo, and it is showing as it is subscribed. So this basically means that our integration is a success. This person is added as a subscriber here in your MailChimp account. But we also need to check the same in real time. So I'm going to go back to InstaMojo, and here I'm going to make another payment. So let's go to share page. I'm going to copy this link, open this in a new incognito window. Let's make the payment. Pay now. This time the first name here, let's say, is Smart. Last name is Customer. Then we have the email address, which is smartcustomer@pabblitudes.com. Then we have the mobile number, and finally let's click on pay. So here again we have received the QR code, and now I'm going to quickly make the payment. And here you can see that the payment has been successful. So once this is done, what should happen? Automatically this person should be added as a subscriber in MailChimp. So now we are going to go to MailChimp once again, and I'm going to quickly refresh this page. As we do that, here you can see Smart Customer has been added, which basically means that our integration is bang on. So I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger application was InstaMojo, where the event was new sale. Then we had added a feature by Pabbly which was filter to continue only if the payment was a success. Then our action application was a text formatter by Pabbly, where we had to split the text, and our final action was MailChimp, and the event was add new member with custom fields. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
In this video, we will learn how you can automatically enroll a user in Go4Click on InstaMojo payments. Let's say you want every time you receive a payment on InstaMojo, the user should be enrolled in Go4Click. So we are going to automate this entire process using Pabbly Connect. Come to my screen to see how we do this. To automatically enroll users in Go4Click on successful InstaMojo payments, let us first go to Pabbly's website. You can see the landing page of Pabbly. On the top right, you can see two options, sign in and sign up free. Well, if you sign up free, you will get free tasks every month. So do not forget to sign up. Since we already have an account, we will just sign in Now Pabbly Connect. On the top right, you will see a Create Workflow button. It will ask you to name. We will simply write InstaMojo to go for click. Okay, it's loading. Okay, now it will show you two windows, trigger and action. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. So our entire automation process would be based on these two steps, trigger and action. Let us understand this with the help of an example. A trigger can be when a purchase is made, the action can be send a confirmation message to the user. In our case, a trigger can be when a successful payment is made on InstaMojo, the action can be enroll a user in Go for Click. So let us begin and select InstaMojo as our trigger application. For the trigger event, we will select new sale. It triggers when a new sale or successful payment is done. Okay, now it has generated a webhook URL like you can see it over here. So webhook URL is basically a link that connects two applications. So we are going to copy this and follow these steps as to how to set up the webhook URL in InstaMojo. So for that, we will first have to log into our InstaMojo account. We are already logged in, and now we will have to select the product to the page where we wish to set webhook. Okay. So this is my InstaMojo dashboard. You can see here. Now in the payment section, I'm going to go on Smart Pages. These are the few pages that I have created here. You can see tech courses, Pabbly Connect, programming languages, and so on. So I will be working on tech courses. I'm just going to click on edit page. So you can see the title, the image here. That's how my page is going to look like. These are the options here. The first one is demo course, that is priced at ₹9. And then the second option is advanced course, that is priced at ₹11. So these are just the testing amounts I have given. You can give the actual price. Okay. So now I want to set up my webhook URL here. So I will scroll down, and you will see add webhook. So I'm just going to enable this here in the webhook section. Remember the webhook URL that we copied? Yes, this one. So we are just going to paste this URL here, and we are going to save and update. So it asks, are you sure you want to save the changes? Yes, we want to. And here you will see it's done successfully. Now coming back to Pabbly, you will see it's waiting for webhook response. So what we will have to do is, we will have to go to our InstaMojo, make a dummy payment, a dummy purchase there, and then to see if it is able to capture, Pabbly is able to capture the response. Okay, this is to ensure that InstaMojo and Pabbly are connected or not. So let's quickly go to my InstaMojo and make a dummy payment. Okay, so I'm going to, this is the page tech courses where I had set up my webhook URL. I'm going to select view page, and you can see it's going to look like this. That's how. So there are two options, advanced course and demo course. I want to buy demo course, so I'll click on this and click on pay now. So you will see I filled in the customer information form, the first name example, last name dummy, then the email address and the contact number. So I'm just going to click on pay now. So it is showing me the QR code here. So I'll quickly make the payment. Okay, so you will see the payment has been made and the order is processing now. Now let us go back to Pabbly and see if it is able to capture the response. And yes, Pabbly has captured the response. You can see the payment status success, the amount that was paid 9, the currency Indian rupee. Scroll down, you will get the buyer customer details like customer name, example dummy, and this is, since this is just for testing purpose, I've given such names. Then the customer email address, the contact number, and then the product that they bought. Okay, so this means we have successfully integrated our InstaMojo with Pabbly Connect. Now on to our action step. So here we will select Go for Click. For the action event, we are going to select enroll user. Let us connect, add new connection, and now it needs an API key. So For that, just we will click here. Since I was already logged into my Go4Click account, I will not have to give my credentials. And now on the top right, from the top right, I will select my account, Pablitudes. Okay, come to the left hand side. The second last option you will see integrations. Okay, so these are the API keys that I earlier created for my previous workflows. And now I'm going to add a new one. Okay, I'm just going to select testing as the API key name. You can select as per your requirement. Now this is the key generated here. I'm just going to click to copy this, come back to Pabbly and paste the API key. Let us save and you will see it's connected. And now it needs a few details like email, course ID, first name and last name. So what we are going to do it, we are going to map. Let us click here and take from InstaMojo. You will see the email here, but before we map in this email address, you must be thinking where exactly are we getting these InstaMojo details over here. So let me take you to step 1 where we integrated InstaMojo with Pabbly, then did a test payment and Pabbly captured the payment details as well as the customer information. So Pabbly had brought exactly same information, same data over here, and that's how we are going to map it from InstaMojo. So you can see this is the email address. We are going to map it. Now for the course ID, pay a little attention as we read the help text. To get the ID of the course you want to enroll, you have to get it from the URL of the course. All right. So we will need the number. The number from the URL would be our ID, would be our course ID. Okay. So let me take you to my Go4Click. Let us just escape this. And on the left, you will see courses. Alright, so I have this just a demo course that I created. So I want to enroll under this. So here you will see manage. Click here. Manage. And on the top you will see course URL. And like it was written here in the example, from the course URL, the 4-digit code would be our course ID. So we'll focus on that. This is the 4-digit code. We will just copy this, come back to Pabbly and paste the course ID. Now it needs first name. Again, we are going to map it from InstaMojo. Let us scroll. So you will see the full name here. However, we want first and last name separately. Like you can see in the field here. But this in InstaMojo, it's showing together. Example dummy, that is the full name. It is showing full name here. So, but we will be, since we will be needing them as separate names, so what we are going to do is we are going to scroll above and add a step in between. So we are going to write text formatter. For the action event, I will select split text, connect. Now the text to split would be, okay, we'll take it from InstaMojo. This is the name that we want to split. We want first and the last name to be separated from here. Okay, so we will be using space as separator as we want to split the name first and last name. Therefore, we are going to use space as the separator. For the segment index, I'm going to select all since I want both first and the last name. Okay. Let me just click on save and send test request. And you will see the first and last name have been separated. Okay. So we will be using this to map in our Go4Click step here. Let us come back to this action step. Reconnect. Why? Because we added a step in between. So we are going to reconnect and go with existing connection. As in the previous step, we added new connection already. So I'll go with existing connection, save. And coming back to first name, we'll go to, instead of InstaMojo, we'll go to text formatter, pick the first name and map it. Now comes the last name. Again, we'll go to text formatter and take the last name. State we are going to leave it blank. Before I click on save and send test request, let me tell you a quick thing about mapping. So the fields that we have mapped in, email, first name and last name. So these mapped in fields from next time will automatically be updated. So what will happen is when here a payment is made on InstaMojo, in Go4Click action here, these mapped in fields like email, first name and last name will automatically pick the new data They will automatically be updated and you will not have to do it manually. All right. Now let us quickly click on save and send test request. And you will see we have received the response. It has generated the user ID as well. Then the username it has taken using email. And you can see the first name, the last name, the full name and other details. So now let me take you to my Go4Click account to see if example dummy has been enrolled as a user over there. So this is my users list. You can see all these names are here. Okay. So I'm going to go to the next page and you will see this person example dummy has been enrolled as a user here. You can see the name example dummy, the email address, which is this, and the username. So this means we have successfully integrated our Go4Click and InstaMojo using Pabbly Connect.
In this video, I'll show you how to automatically send InstaMojo order confirmation message on WhatsApp via Interact. So assume that I'm selling something using InstaMojo, which is an amazing Indian payment gateway. And as soon as a new sale is made, I want to automatically send an order confirmation message on the WhatsApp of the same person who has just made the sale. And for sending the WhatsApp messages, I'm going to use Interact application, which is an amazing application for sending the WhatsApp messages. So if you also want to automate this order confirmation messages on WhatsApp, come with me and I'll show you that how you can set this automation for yourself. So this is my InstaMojo account and this is my WhatsApp account, and here you can see I have already sent an automatic order confirmation message as soon as a new sale is made into my InstaMojo account. And I am going to create this automation right in front of you from the scratch, for which I'll have to build a connection in between InstaMojo and in between Interact application, which is an application of WhatsApp message sending. Okay, and how I am going to do that? Well, I'm going to connect these applications with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing integration and automation software via which you can easily connect to multiple applications and automate your task. And you can also reach here by typing pabbly.com/connect. I will also attach this link into my description box. Now, if you are a new user of Pabbly Connect, you will have to sign up for free, where you will also get free tasks every month in your account in order to test these kinds of amazing automation. Well, I am already an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so that is why I'm clicking on sign in, and then I have clicked on access now, and this is how I will reach out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. And once you have reached to the dashboard, you will have to click on this blue button, that is create workflow, and simply provide a random name to your workflow, to your automation. So I am pasting the name as when sale is made in InstaMojo, send confirmation on WhatsApp via Interact. Okay, now click on create, and after that you will find two boxes in front of you. So these are actually trigger and action. So trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So whenever this happens, do this. Understand with an example also, whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, send an email via Gmail application. And according to our use case, whenever a sale happen in InstaMojo application, automatically send a WhatsApp message via Interact application. So this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are building an automation. And here we are building an automation in between InstaMojo and in between WhatsApp, basically in between Interact. So that is why I am going to select these two applications. Now it will ask you to select the trigger event. So I want that whenever a new sale is made in InstaMojo, this automation should trigger. So that is why I have selected this specific trigger event. Well, I just have a single trigger event only in my InstaMojo right now. Now after I have selected these two, here you can see it has provided me a webhook URL along with a few set of instructions. So the idea here is we are going to build a connection in InstaMojo and Pabbly Connect, so that firstly we can capture the new sale data into the Pabbly Connect, and then with the help of Pabbly Connect only we are going to send the same data to Interact application, basically to the WhatsApp application. Okay, so how you can do that, you will have to follow these instructions. So let me show you. Firstly, I will take you to my InstaMojo account, and here I am going to create a new payment link right in front of you. Okay, click on this smart link and assume that I am creating this payment link for selling the note. So that is why I am providing the name as selling biology. Okay, biology notes. and here I will keep the pricing as the flat pricing, and the amount will be only 10 rupees because I'm creating this automation just to show you how connections can be made. So that is why I'm keeping this particular amount only. Now click on next customize link, and here you will find an option of smart action. Okay, click on that option, and here you will find an option of add webhook. Okay, as soon as you will tick mark this checkbox, it will ask you to provide the webhook URL. So we are going to provide the same webhook URL which we have received via Pabbly Connect, and this is how I have made the connection in between this InstaMojo payment link and in between Pabbly Connect. Now what will happen, every time the payment will be received, every time someone is going to make a payment via this particular payment link, the details will be captured via Pabbly Connect. Okay, and here you can see it is still waiting for the response, and you can even read the instructions, log into the application where you have added the webhook URL, and do a test submission record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So basically it is asking to do a test submission or record, which means it is asking to do a test sale. So here I am going to make a payment of 10 rupees. Okay, so assume that the name of the customer is dummy customer only, and the email address, okay, let me first provide the space in between this, and the email address is admin@pabblytudes.com. okay, asking for the phone number, well, I am going to provide the dummy phone number right in front of you, but don't worry, I will change this number with the genuine one when I am about to send the actual message. Okay, and here I am adding the dummy number only. Okay, so I have provided all the details. Now I'll be clicking on this next button, and then I am going to make this payment. All right. Alright, so here you can see the payment is successful. Now when I'll go back to my Pabbly Connect's dashboard, as soon as the sale is made, here you can see the response is received. The status is successful. Here we have the payment ID. Here we have the link ID, the currency, and the amount. So I have received the payment amount, but the email address and the name and the phone number is still missing. So how I am going to fetch the details of the customer who has just made a payment so that I can send the WhatsApp message, basically an order confirmation on his WhatsApp number. Okay, so here you can read the instructions that note that if you need the full details corresponding to any transaction ID, then you need to use the InstaMojo get payment details event in the next action step. So I'm going to follow these instructions, clicking on this plus icon after this particular step, and here I am going to connect the InstaMojo once again. Okay, so search for the InstaMojo once again, and in the action event, as per the instruction, I am going to search for the get payment details. Now click on connect, and now click on add a new connection, for which it is asking for the API key and the auth token. Well, I'm already logged in into my InstaMojo account, so that is why I'm directly clicking on this hyperlink, and here you can see I have this private API key which I'm going to copy and paste it here, and also asking for the auth token. So here we have the auth token. Again, I'm going to copy the same and pasting it here, clicking on save, and you will see once again the InstaMojo account will be connected with the Pabbly Connect in my action step. Now it is asking for the payment ID. Well, I have already received this payment ID from the previous step, and with the help of this ID only, I am going to fetch other customer details, basically other payment details. Okay, and I don't need to manually copy this ID and paste it here. I am going to map it, and mapping is very simple. Simply click on this particular field and you will find the above data here in the drop down. Simply select that particular data, and now you can see it is mapped. And finally, I'm going to click on this button save and send test request, and you will see the response is received, and we have also received the details of the customer. Okay, so the step is working absolutely fine. Basically, the connection in between InstaMojo and Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine. And now onwards, every time someone is going to make a payment via this particular payment link, the details will be first captured via Pabbly Connect, and with the second step, the details will be even fetched out automatically. Now the last step is going to be, we are going to send the order confirmation message on WhatsApp using Interact application. And as I have told you, Interact is an official API of WhatsApp via which you can start sending the WhatsApp WhatsApp messages. Okay, and just like I have connected InstaMojo with Pabbly Connect, I am also going to connect Interact with Pabbly Connect. Okay, and again I am already logged in into my Interact application. Here you can see, so that is why I have directly click on that hyperlink, and it is going to take me directly to that specific page where I can get that secret key. Okay, so you can copy the secret code from here and paste the same here. I have already connected Interact with the Pabbly Connect earlier, so how about I go with the existing connection? But if you are connecting this for the first time, you will have to go with the new connection only, and you will have to provide that code. Okay, make sure you provide that code. Now I am going to click on this save button, and here you can see the Interact is connected. Now it is asking for the few details, so I'll show you everything one by one. I'll explain you everything one by one. Okay, so firstly here you can notice that it is asking for the phone number twice. Now why it is asking for the phone number 2 times? Okay, so here let me show you an important note is given. It is mandatory to give a value for either full phone number or for both phone number and the country code, which means it is actually the either or situation. So if you have a full phone number, here full phone number means country code along with the full number. Okay, so if you have a phone number along with the country code, you can provide the number into this particular field. But let's say you only have the phone number, you do not have the country code, so you can provide the phone number here, and then additionally you can provide the country code. Okay, so again this is either an or situation. Either you will have to provide the data in first 2 fields, or you will have to provide the number in this particular field. Okay, well I have the data. Let me check. I have the data, I have the number, basically the full phone number. So I am going to map this number, and as I have told you, mapping is very simple. Simply click on this particular field and you will find the above data here, and here I have the phone number which I have mapped successfully. Now after mapping the phone number, it is asking for the template code name. So what is this template code? Okay, so whenever you would like to send the messages to your customers, firstly you will have to create a message template into the Interact application, and then you will have to submit it for the approval. Once the template is approved, then only you can send the messages to your customers, to your clients, to your user. Okay, here you can see as I have clicked on this template section from the left sidebar, I have reached to the WhatsApp template section. Basically it is a library of template, and in this template library there are some predefined templates which is provided by the Interact only, and in this active section these templates are created by my own. Here you can see these are the name of the template, the created by, the category, the preview, the languages, and even here you can see some colors. Few colors are in green, few are in the red. Okay, so here you can see there are 3 status: the approved, the pending, and the rejected. Okay, so the templates marked with the green color are actually the approved one, the templates marked with the red color are the rejected one, and the templates marked with the yellow color are the pending one. Okay, well I have created this particular template for sending the notes messages, for sending the order confirmation message. Okay, so I'm going to show you this particular message template, but before that, if you also want to create a very nice message template for yourself for sending the WhatsApp messages, you can do that by clicking on this green button, and here you need to provide few details, and after that you will have to provide the message. Okay, so let me show you my message template so that you can get a basic idea that how you can also create a template. Okay, so firstly you will have to provide a name to your template. After that you will have to select the language. After that, if you want to add any header along with the message, you can select it from here. Well, I have included a document because here I am selling the notes and I would like to attach those notes as the header in my message, so that is why I have added a header, but it is optional. It is completely up to you whether you would like to add any header or not. Now it will ask you for the body. Basically here exactly, from here exactly you can create your message. Okay, so I have created this particular message, and here you must be thinking, what are these numbers which I have included within the curly braces? So whatever the details I want to keep on changing automatically, I have added those things into the form of variables. And how you can add these variables? Well, when you are going to create your message template, you will find a button of add variable exactly here. Currently I am into the view mode. Basically this template is already approved, so that is why those options are not visible here into the view mode. But when you are into the editing mode, you will be able to find those options. Okay, so here I have added 3 variables into my template, basically 4 variables into my template. One is for the name, for the amount, for the, I'll have to check that what exactly the total order amount for. Here I am going to provide the name of my product, basically name of the notes, and this is how these values will automatically change when this automation is going to work in real time. Again, the footer is also optional, but I have not included any footer into my message template. Now lastly, the buttons are also optional, but I have included this visit website button. Here you can see the type was the call to action, the type of action was the visit website, and I have provided the button text as visit website, and this URL type is static. Basically this link will remain same in every single message. Okay, and I have already defined the URL of my website into this particular section, basically into this URL field. Okay, so this is how you can create a message template. Now it was asking, basically the Pabbly Connect was asking for the template code, which you can find from the URL. Okay, do not include the starting and the ending slash. So I have copied my message code. Now I am going to paste the very same code here. Now secondly, it is asking for the language code, so I have included this English as a language, so that is why I am going to use this EN as the language code. Just in case I have selected English US as a language, you will have to provide EN and US as a language code. Okay, so this is how you will have to provide the language code accordingly. Asking for the header value, well, this is something very important. Well, in this particular case I am actually sending the notes, so here in this header field I am going to define the notes, basically the PDF URL here, which the customer will be receiving once they will make a payment. Well, I have already pasted my PDF URL into my notepad, so I am going to directly copy this URL, basically this PDF URL, the notes URL. These are actually the NEET revision notes for the biology, and here I have made the payment for the biology notes only. Okay, so coming back here, and here I have provided the header value, and here you can notice I have provided this value manually, so this detail will remain same, but whatever the values I am mapping, these details will be changed automatically. And now it is asking for the body variables value. Well, this is the most interesting part of this automation. Okay, so basically we will have to provide the values. Okay, here exactly we will have to provide that what value will come in place of these variables from this particular section, and how. Here you can see an example has been given. Hey one, your order number is dash. Okay, so this is how with a separated comma you will have to provide the value. So let's say I have one value as the name of the customer, so I am going to map the name because I want this name to be appear automatically, to be changed automatically next time. Now I am going to put a comma, and the second variable was for the total order amount for the. Okay, so here I am selling the biology notes, so I am going to provide the name as the biology notes only. And how about I also check the response of the InstaMojo, whether I have received any product name or not. Alright, so I have not received any product name, so that is why I have added this product name manually, because I cannot map it. Okay, now it is asking for the third variable, which is actually the amount of the payment. So again I will add a comma, and then I am going to map the amount, which was 10 rupees. So I have mapped it successfully. Lastly, it is asking for the fourth variable. Well, the fourth variable, again the biology notes will come here. Okay, so let me again copy the same and paste the same here, and this is how I have mapped. I have provided the values for these variables. Okay, you can also provide the values like this only, and I have not included the position of the CTA button with the dynamic URL. Well, I have not included any dynamic URL. Value of variable and dynamic URL, again I have not included any dynamic URL. I have already included the static URL, the website URL into my
my message template, into my button. Okay, now I'll be clicking on this button and you will see how I will receive a new message automatically. But before that, let me delete this existing message from my WhatsApp chat so that you can clearly see how the messages will be arrived. But I'll have to change this dummy number with the real number. Basically, I'm going to add my genuine number, my personal WhatsApp number. Alright, so I have changed the number, clicking on this button, saved and sent test request, and waiting for the response to receive here. Fingers crossed. And here you can see the response is received. Let me go back to my WhatsApp web. Okay, but before that, let me first check the message. Basically, what is the status? Yes, the status is actually message queued. Okay, so coming back to my WhatsApp chat, and here you can see I have already received an order confirmation message, that is, hello dummy customer, we have successfully received your payment. The total order amount for biology notes is 10 rupees. Okay, I have not included any currency here, but make sure whenever you are creating any message template, you include all the required things. Okay, the biology notes that you have ordered is attached with this message. Thank you, Team Pabbly. And here, if I am going to click on this particular link, it is going to direct me, it is redirecting me on that specific website. And if I am going to click on this, if I am going to click download this notes, you will be able to see that these are the same notes which I have provided as a header URL. Okay, let's wait for that. And here you can see these are the same biology notes. Okay, so this is how now onwards, as soon as someone is going to make a payment via InstaMojo payment gateway, in InstaMojo payment gateway, the person will automatically receive an order confirmation message, something like this, along with the website link, along with the attached notes, along with the attached product. Okay, and for that you just need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect once, and after that, sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually. Simply close Pabbly Connect. Okay, and just in case if you want to access this automation, I am also going to attach the shareable link of my workflow into my description box. You just need to click on this link and sign up into the Pabbly Connect, and the same workflow which I have created in front of you will be cloned into your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free.
Hello everyone, this is Akib Javed. Welcomes you all on Pabbly, and here I would like to show you an amazing automation by which you can automatically add the students who are purchasing your online course into a marketing application that you are using. Okay, so here you can see I have taken the example of InstaMojo to receive the payments of any online course that you are selling. Okay, and as and when you receive the payment from InstaMojo of any of your course, you want to add the same student here in ConvertKit as a subscriber to market your all other products. Okay, so with the help of this automation that I'm about to tell you what will happen, let me show you the flow of our automation. What will happen as and when you receive the payment for your course in InstaMojo, the student who have purchased your course will get automatically added here in ConvertKit as a subscriber. Yes guys, this can happen, and to make this happen I am using a software here called as Pabbly Connect. So guys, what Pabbly Connect will do, it will connect these two applications together such that you receive a payment for your course. The same person who have made the payment will be added here in ConvertKit application as a new subscriber. And guys, the best part of making this automation is that you will not require any coding skills or programming knowledge. So now let me show you the process on my screen of how you can also create this automation. So guys, this is my computer screen, and here you can see I'm in the dashboard of InstaMojo, which is a payment gateway application, and we are using this application to create payment links for an online course that I'm selling. Okay, so you can see here I have created this link digital marketing course to collect the payments for this course. Okay, so guys, you can share this link with your students, or you can attach this link with your website and collect the payments. So whenever any student make payment from this link, we are going to automatically add that student here in our ConvertKit application. Under this tag, you can see we have this tag here, digital marketing course, and a student got added here automatically, right? And the same student will be added here in my Google Sheet as well, along with the name, the email, the phone number, and the payment details also, like this. Okay, so now let me show you how you can also create this automation. So guys, the first step to create this automation is to log in into your Pabbly Connect account. Okay, so you have to type here PABBLY, that is pabbly.com/connect in your internet browser, and you will reach this page. Okay, from this page you can set up your free Pabbly Connect trial account in just 2 minutes by clicking here on sign up free button. After that you can sign in, and when you sign in you will reach this page, the all apps section of Pabbly, and from here you have to click on this access now button of Pabbly Connect panel, and that will bring you to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect here. And here guys, you have to start working by creating a workflow. So guys, to create a workflow you just have to click here on create workflow button like this, and here you can give any suitable name to your workflow also. So let me fill the name here. So guys, I have filled the name of this workflow as add student in ConvertKit and Google Sheets on payment from InstaMojo. Okay, now you can click on this create button and you can see your workflow getting created here like this. Okay, and on this page you will find these two things. First, the trigger and the action. So our automation work on this trigger and action. So guys, trigger says when this happens, that means when anything happens. Action says Pabbly Connect do this. Okay, so when anything happens as a trigger, Pabbly Connect will perform certain action. So first of all, you have to click here on this trigger window, and as you can see in our use case, the trigger would be the payment happening from our InstaMojo payment link, and the action or response to that trigger would be to add the student in ConvertKit and on Google Sheets. Okay, so first of all, from this trigger window we are going to choose our trigger application from this choose app field, which is InstaMojo. Okay, so this is InstaMojo. You can see here it is. Select the application, and then you have to select the trigger event as well, and the trigger event would be a new sale, or you can read here, it triggers when a new sale or successful payment is done. Okay, so select this option here, and this will generate this URL. So this is called as a webhook URL. So with the help of this URL, first we are going to connect InstaMojo with Pabbly Connect so that we can capture the details of the payment happening here, and the same details we are going to use to add student in ConvertKit and Google Sheets. Okay, so you can read these instructions here. You have to log into your InstaMojo account, and in the product section you have to paste this webhook URL. You can see in the advanced setting. Okay, you have to copy the webhook URL and then you have to capture a response. So you can read the instructions. Let me show you how you can connect InstaMojo. So first of all, you have to copy this webhook URL from here like this. Okay, and then you have to go to your InstaMojo application, which is this, and here you have to create a payment link from which you can receive the payments. So for creating a link, you have to click here on create new button like this, and from this window you have to select this payment link option, click on create link here. Okay, and here you have to select this smart link option, and here you can give the purpose of your payment. So you can type the name as course payment or anything you want. You can type the name of the course as well. Okay, then select the pricing type. So I'm selecting flat pricing only, and here you have to enter the price. So I'm just for example putting 10 rupees for now. Okay, and then you have to click here on customize link option, click on it, and here you'll find this smart actions option. Select the smart actions, and here you can see it is showing us add webhook. So click on add webhook here, and this field will open up, and in this field you have to paste the webhook URL that you have copied from Pabbly Connect here. Okay, so paste it here in this field like this. Okay, and then click on done, and you can see your link is ready here. So you can use this link to receive the payments. So I'm copying this link here and I'm opening it in another tab. Okay, And you can see in Pabbly Connect, as I have clicked on copy here on webhook URL, it started showing this, waiting for the webhook's response. So now you have to do a test submission. That means you have to do a demo payment to capture the record of the payment here. Okay, so that we can use the details of the payment received here. So let me do a payment here. So you can enter the name of the student here. Let us say that our student Harsha is making this payment. She is purchasing our course. So let me enter the details here. Okay, like this. So I'm entering some random details and a phone number. Okay, now I'm going to click on next, and this will generate this QR code to make the payment, or you can enter your UPI ID. So I'm making this payment from the QR code only. So guys, you can see here the payment is successful, is showing up here. Okay, so I have completed the payment. Now let's check in Pabbly Connect if we capture the data of this payment, and you can see the details of the payment is captured here like this. Okay, but it is only showing us that the payment is successful, the currency is Indian rupees, and the amount is this, but it is not showing us the details of the customer or who have made the payment. So to get the complete details, what you have to do, you have to perform this action, an action to fetch all the details of the customer. For that, you have to click here on this actions tab, and from this choose app field, you have to select InstaMojo again. Okay, this is InstaMojo, and here in this action event, you have to select get payment details option. Okay, this one like this, and then click on connect, and from this window select add new connection, and now it will ask for this private API key and the authorization to make the connection between InstaMojo and Pabbly Connect. So you will find these two things in the API and plugin section of your InstaMojo account. You can read this here. So let me show you. I'm going to my InstaMojo account here. Okay, and here you can see on the left hand side, here it is written API and plugins. So click on this tab here, and this page will open up like this, and here you can see we have this private API key. Just copy this key from here, okay, and paste this key here in Pabbly Connect in this private API key field like this, and you will find the authorization token also. Copy that token and paste the token here in this field. Okay, now click on save, and you can see you will be connected with InstaMojo like this. Right now it is asking for the payments ID. So you can see in the first tab where we have captured the details of the payment, it is showing us this payment ID. So we are going to use this ID only to receive all other information about the customer. So you have to map this payment ID label here in this field in the payment ID. So just click here and you will find this InstaMojo new sale option here, and when you click on it, you will find all the details that we have captured in the first tab. So by clicking on payment ID, you can map the ID, then click on save and send test request, and you will see in the response it will show us all the details like this. Here you can see it has started showing us the details of the buyer, the phone number, the email, and all other details like this. Okay, now we want to add this same person here in our spreadsheet that we have created in Google Sheet applications here in a new row. Okay, for that what you have to do, you have to make a connection with Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. Okay, so for that, click here on this plus icon, and another actions tab will open up, and from here choose your application as Google Sheets. Okay, so this is Google Sheets here, and now in this action event you have to select add new row option, because we want to add this person in a new row in the spreadsheet. So select this option, then click on this connect button, and from this window select add new connection, and then click on connect with Google Sheets. So from this window it will ask for to select the email ID by which your Google Sheets application is connected. So select that email ID from here, and then give the required access to add the data in your spreadsheet. Click on continue. Okay, and you can see the authorization is getting successful here, and we are connected with Google Sheets now. Okay, now it is asking for us to select the spreadsheet. So when you click here on this field, it will show you all the spreadsheets that you have created in your Google Sheet application in this drop down. And the sheet that we are using is this one. Let me show you. We have this sheet and the name of this sheet is payment details. Okay, so in Pabbly Connect, when you click here on this select spreadsheet option, you will find your spreadsheet here only. You can see payment details sheet is here. Select it, okay, like this, and now it will ask for the name of the sheet you have in your spreadsheet, like this, select sheet. Okay, so you can see in our spreadsheet we have these two sheets, product A and product A, this one. Okay, so select your sheet here, and when you select your sheet, it will start showing these fields here below. You can see the name, the email, the phone, and payment ID and the order ID. So guys, these are the names of the columns that we have in our spreadsheet. You can see here we have name, email, phone, payment ID, order ID, and the amount here in our spreadsheet. So these are the details that we want to add here. Okay, so in Pabbly Connect, it is asking for the same details here, and you have to map the details that you want to add here, and we are going to map the details which we got here from this first and the second step, where we have captured the details of the payment and get the full details of the customer in this second step. Okay, so let me map the name first. So to map the name, click here and you will find this InstaMojo options here, and from the second option you will find the name of the customer like this. Okay, right, and for the email you have to find the email from the same place, is the second option. This is the email, and the phone number also, you will find the phone number here, and the payment ID, you will find the payment ID from the first option, I think. Yeah, there is the payment ID. And in the order ID, let's check if we have the order ID. Okay, so we do not have the order ID here. So if you want to add this, so if you got the details of the order ID, you can map. If you don't have, you can leave it blank also. Or for the example, I am mapping this link ID here. Okay, and in the amount, you will find the amount from this first step. There is the amount. Okay, so when you map these things, what will happen whenever you captures a new payment, these details will be changed automatically, and the data will be delivered to your spreadsheet automatically here. You can see now we have these 5 rows here in our spreadsheet. Now let me check if our connection is working fine with our spreadsheet. So I'm going to click here on save and send test request, and these details, the test details, will be sent as a new row in our spreadsheet. Okay, so you can see it started showing this kind of response here. Now let's check in my spreadsheet if we got the details, and you can see another row is added here, the 6th one, and it is showing the same details that we have mapped here in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so now what we want, we also want to add this person in ConvertKit as a subscriber in this tag, this digital marketing course tag. Okay, for that, what you have to do, you have to connect ConvertKit with Pabbly Connect. For that, click on this plus icon and another actions tab will open up, and from this tab choose your action application as ConvertKit. So this is ConvertKit, guys. Okay, select that, and now in this action event you have to select tag a subscriber option. Okay, because we are adding a subscriber in a tag. Okay, so click on connect here, and from this window select add new connection, and here it is asking for the API key and the API secret key. So you will find these two things here. You can read, you have to log into your ConvertKit account, and in the account settings you will find these things. So let us go to my ConvertKit account, and here I'm going to click on this profile icon, and from this settings I'm opening the settings page, and guys, here you can see we have this advanced tab on the left hand side. Click on advanced, and from here you will find this API key. Okay, so just click here on this copy icon, and the key is copied. Now paste the key here like this, and you will find this API secret here below, just below the key. You can click here and copy this secret key and paste it here like this. Okay, then click on save here and you will be connected with ConvertKit like this. Okay, now it is asking for the tag ID. Okay, so when you click here, it will show you all the tags that you have created in your ConvertKit application. So here you can see in my ConvertKit, let me reach the dashboard. Okay, so here you can see, I can show you the tags we have. So these are all the tags we have. Okay, and I want to add this person in this tag, digital marketing course tag. Okay, so let me select this tag here from this drop down, digital marketing course. Okay, and in the email, I'm going to map the email that we got here from the second step. This is the email of the person. And in the first name, let me map the first name from the second step. This is the name. Okay, then click here on save and send test request, and you will see that this person will be added here in the digital marketing course tag. Let me open this tag for you, and here you can see now we have only this person. Now let me click here on save and send test request, and we will check if this test data will be added there. So you can see it started showing this kind of response. Let's check in ConvertKit. I'm refreshing this page here, and you can see this person Harsha Yadav get added here automatically under this digital marketing course tag. Okay, so our connection with ConvertKit is working properly, and the workflow is also completed. Now let me show you a quick recap what we have done here. So first of all, in this trigger window, I connected my InstaMojo, which is our trigger application. And then we captured the response of a new payment here by creating a payment link and making a payment. Then we collected all other details, remaining details of our customer from this second step, trigger action step, by connecting InstaMojo again. And with the help of this trigger event get payment details, I collected all other details. Then I wanted to add this person in my spreadsheet for the record. So I connected my Google Sheet application, selected the sheet, mapped the values needed to be transferred. And when I clicked here on save and send test request, you have seen a new row is added here. Okay. After that, from another action step, I connected my ConvertKit application to add this person under this digital marketing course tag. Okay. And when I clicked here on save and send test request, you have seen the person is added here, right? Now you just have to click on save, and guys, you can use this same automation workflow in your own free Pabbly Connect trial account, because I'm going to paste the link of this same workflow in the description, and you can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect trial account and start running this automation instantly.
In this video, we are going to see how to create Pipedrive contact for InstaMojo payments. So let's say you are using InstaMojo as a payment gateway and you want that every time there is a new payment through this gateway, so on your Pipedrive, which is your CRM, a contact should be created with this information. Now how can you do this? For this, you will have to integrate these two applications, and the same can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here, your trigger application would be InstaMojo and your action application would be Pipedrive. Now how can you do this yourself and automate this entire process? To understand this, let me take you to my screen.
To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, it will take us to the landing page of this software. Here on the right hand side, you can see two options: sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, simply sign in. If you are a new user, then you will have to sign up by clicking on this tab. It will not take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. Now I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here. And here we have reached the all applications page. Since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect application, let's click on access now. And now we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a blue tab, create workflow. Let's click on that. And here it is asking us to name our workflow. So here I want that every time there is a new Pipedrive, like new InstaMojo payment, so a contact should be created on Pipedrive. So I'm going to click on create here. The name of my workflow is create Pipedrive contact for InstaMojo payments. Now we have reached this particular page which has got two very important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action is the response. So now here I'm going to choose my application as InstaMojo. So once done, now I have to choose the trigger event. Trigger event is the event that will make your workflow start. So here I'm going to choose new sale. And now you can see that we have received a webhook URL. A webhook URL basically acts as a bridge in connecting two applications. So here it is going to connect InstaMojo with Pabbly Connect. Now we have to follow these steps so that we can set up this connection. So first we have to log into our InstaMojo account. Then we have to click on the product for which we wish to set the webhook. Then we have to move to the advanced settings where we will find the section for entering the webhook URL. So now here I'm going to first copy this down. Now I've already logged into my InstaMojo account. So let's go there. And here we have the products. So I'm going to click on this products, go to all products once I'm here. So here you can see the products that I already have. Let's say that I want to buy PHP for beginners. So I'm going to click on this. Now here on the left hand side you can see advanced. Let's click on this, and as I take you down here, this is where you have to paste the webhook URL that you have just received. I'm going to paste it, then save it. So once done, now going back to Pabbly Connect, here it is asking us to first log into our application and then do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So now we have to record the response. For this I'm going to do a test submission. Going back to InstaMojo, so we have PHP for beginners. So I'm going to click on this and then view on store. So once I go to store here, so you can see the option buy now. So let's click on buy now. As soon as we do that, here we have to enter the customer information. So let's say my name is test user and last name is 123 demo, and then I have the email ID which is testuser@pabblytuts.com, and then I have the mobile number which is, okay, this is just a demo number. So once done, I'm going to click on review and pay, and here this is the item. Let's click on make payment. So once done, here you can see that we have received the scanner and here we have to pay. So first let me make the payment quickly. So here you can see that the payment has been done, and now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and see if we have received the API response. So yes, you can see that we have received the API response. This is the amount. Then we have the buyer name, test user 123 demo. Then again, this is the email address, mobile number. Then this is the payment ID, payment request ID, and that is it. So once we have received everything, now what is my objective? My objective is that every time there is a successful InstaMojo payment, so this user should be created as a new contact in Pipedrive. So now I'm going to choose my next application as Pipedrive. Let's click on this, and now the action event. So for the action event, I'm going to click on create a person. This is going to be my action event. Let's click on connect. Now here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Pipedrive account. For this I'm going to click on add new connection, and to set up this connection it is asking for the API token. To receive this API token, first we will have to log into our Pipedrive account. Once we go there, we have to go to settings, then personal preferences, and then to API. So now I'm going to take you to my Pipedrive account. So here we go, and here we have to click on the profile icon. Once we do that, here you can see company settings. Let's click on this, and now here you can see personal preferences. So once we click on this, you can find the API option. I'm going to click on this, and this is my API token. Let's copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste it here. Now I'm going to click on save to set up this connection. So here you can see that the connection has been made, and now we have to map this data. Name, label, last name, first name, phone number, email address, organization, owner, visible to, etc. So for this, First, I'm going to click on this, go to my InstaMojo new sale, and this is my buyer's name. So once I'm here you can see that I need the last name and the first name. So for this last name and first name, I will have to split the data because the way we have received the information, we haven't received it in first name and last name form. So here I'm going to click on this add action step. And now I'm going to choose text formatter, which is a feature by Pabbly. Now let's click on action event and go to split text. Let's click on connect. And now here we have to select the text which we need to split. For this, I'm going to go to the name option and then the separator. So here the separator would be the space bar. How do we write that? We will have to put double curly braces, then write space and again put double curly braces. So now I want the first segment as well as the last segment. So I'm going to click on all and then save and send test request. So here you can see that we have received the information in the desired format. Going down here we have Pipedrive. I'm again going to quickly set up this connection. Click on save. Once done, here I need the last name. So for this I'm going to go to the second step and this is my last name. Then the first name. So for this I'm again going to the second step and this is my first name. Now here the phone number. So let's map this information. Going to the first step and this is the information. Email address. Again we are going to map the email address. And now here is the name of the organization. So you can always ignore the field, or if you have fill in this information you can also always do that. Then the owner and then visible to. So I want this to be visible to my owners and followers. I'm now going to click on save and send test request. So here you can see that this process is a success and here we have received all the information. So now we are going to go to a Pipedrive contacts and check if this contact has been created here. So here I'll go to contacts and here you can see that we have just now created a customer test user 123 demo. This is the email address and this is the phone number. And here you can also map the name of the organization. So I hope this is very much clear to you. This basically means that our integration process is a success and Pipedrive and InstaMojo, they are now totally connected. But we also need to check this in real time. So I'm again going to go back to my InstaMojo account and going to products. So here I'm going to go to view on store and I'm again going to make a payment. So I'm going to click on buy now. And this time the name of the customer, let's say, is customer new and the last name here is demo 123 and then the email address is customer new at pabblytuts.com. So now the mobile number, so let's say the mobile number is the same and then I'm going to click on review and pay. So let's click on make payment and here we have received the scanner. So I'm going to quickly make the payment now. So here you can see that our payment has been done and now this means that this customer should be created on Pipedrive. So going back to Pipedrive, here you can see customer new demo 123 has been created. This basically means that this entire integration process is a success. We have done this successfully and now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So this is an extremely easy two-step integration process where our trigger was InstaMojo and the trigger event was new sale. Then we had put another action step which is a feature by Pabbly which is text formatter to split the name, and finally we had chosen our action application as Pipedrive and action event was create a person. I hope this is very much clear to you. In case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. Also, you can clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from that, if you have any doubts or you have any suggestion or advice, you can always write to us.
Guys, in this video, you will learn how you can automatically schedule meeting with your customers using Google Meets on receiving payment from InstaMojo application. So guys, here we are connecting InstaMojo as the trigger application and Google Meets as the action application in the workflow of our automation. And guys, here as and when you are going to receive payments from your customer via InstaMojo, meetings will be scheduled inside Google Meets application automatically, and you can see those meetings scheduled on your Google Calendar. Okay, so this is going to happen automatically, and we are going to set up this automation using Pabbly Connect, and you can also set up this very easily without any coding. Let me show you how you can do this. Guys, this is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. We have pasted the same link in the description as well. From here you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account, and you will get free automation tasks to set up and test your automation. Okay, so you can sign up right now, and after that log in to reach here on the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and here you have to click on this create workflow button to create a workflow, and you can also give a suitable name to this workflow. So I am giving the name here as InstaMojo to Google Meets automation. Okay, so after filling the name, just click on create button, and you can see your workflow page is getting ready here. Alright, and here you will find these two modules, the trigger and the action. So with the help of these two modules, we are going to set up this automation. Okay, so in the trigger, we are going to connect the trigger application. Trigger application means on which the trigger event is going to occur. So the trigger event is that event which is going to trigger this workflow or make this workflow run, and the action would be the response towards the trigger. Okay, so in our use case, the trigger would be a new payment we are going to receive inside InstaMojo application. Okay, so you have to connect InstaMojo as the trigger application. Here it is selected, and you have to select the trigger event as new sale, and it will give you this URL. This is called as a webhook URL, guys, and with the help of this we are going to make a connection with InstaMojo by following these steps written here. So let me show you directly. You can read the instructions and follow them. So guys, this is my InstaMojo applications dashboard, you can see, and these are all the products we are selling here. So you have to select your products. So I am selecting this one, Pabbly Connect. Okay, and here when you click on it, when you click on the product, you will find this kind of window, and from here click on advanced option. Under advanced, when you scroll down, you will find this webhook URL field. Okay, so let me remove this already pasted webhook URL first. Okay, and you will find a blank field here like this, and here you have to paste this webhook URL. So just click on copy from here and go back to your InstaMojo and paste the URL here like this. Okay, then click on save, and your webhook URL is updated here successfully, right? And here you can see, as I have copied this webhook URL, it started showing waiting for the webhook's response. So this means now we can perform a test submission. Test submission means we are going to create a sale, a demo sale manually. Okay, and the details of that sale or payment is going to be captured here in this workflow. So let us just open this product only. So I'm going to open this product, and here you can see we have this view on store option. So I'm going to open this product in a store in incognito window. Okay, and here I'm going to click on buy now, and here let us fill the details of any demo customer. Okay, so the first name is demo, last name is customer only. This is the email address. Okay, and here I'm clicking on review and pay. Okay, so it is asking for a phone number as well, so I'm putting the phone number. Alright, so I'm going to make a payment. So from this QR code, let me complete the payment. And you can see here, guys, we got this response received, and it is showing the amount of the payment, the buyer's name, the buyer's data, the phone number, and all other things. Okay, so that's how you can capture the test data. Alright, but guys, here you can see it is not showing us some other things like the date of the payment and the time of the payment. So we can find out, and also the product details. So we can find out all those things using this action step. Here you just have to connect InstaMojo one more time, and with the help of an action event we can get all other details, and the action event is this, let me show you, get payment details. Okay, select get payment details option, then click on connect. And guys, the connections that you make here are saved in your account. So if you want to make the connection again with InstaMojo, you can use the existing connections, okay, or saved connections. So you just have to keep this select existing connection options selected, and you have to click on save, and you will be connected again. But if you're making the connection for the first time, you have to select this add new connection, and here it will ask for the private API key and the authorization token of InstaMojo. For that, you need to find out the API and plugins section available in the InstaMojo account. Okay, like I can show you that this is my InstaMojo account. And so guys, here in the dashboard on the left hand side, you can see we have this API and plugins section. Just click on it, and here you can find the private key, so you can just copy it and paste it here like this. Okay, and similarly you will find the authorization token. You can copy that and paste it here. Okay, and then click on save, and you will be connected like this, right? And here it is asking for the payments ID. So you'll see the payment ID details here. You can see in the previous trigger, this is the payment ID. So I can just map it here. So just to map the ID, just click here, and it will show you the InstaMojo step in the drop down. And from here only you can see all the data that you have received in the trigger, and from here click on payment ID to map it. Okay, then click on save and send test request, and you will get the full details about this payment. Here it is showing the currency details, the amount, the buyer's details, and also you will find how the payment has been done from the QR code. And here you can see we got this created at label in which we got the date and the time of the payment. Okay, so guys, when you are receiving the payment, you want to schedule meetings with your customers. So suppose that you have a team of 3 members who are going to conduct those meetings on Google Meets. Okay, and you are receiving many payments, guys. Okay, so for that we are going to assign the meetings to each of my team member one by one sequentially. For that we are going to use some features here, guys. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fetch out the time and the dates on which I want to schedule the meetings. So here you can see we got the date and the time on which we got the payment. Okay, so I want that after 24 hours, okay, or the next day of the receiving of the payment, the meetings should be scheduled between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That means in the office hours only. Okay, for that to happen, what I'm going to do, just click here on this plus icon, and first of all I'm going to use date time formatter feature of Pabbly Connect, and I'm going to fetch out the date one day after this date. Okay, for that I'm going to use modify current date option. So with the help of this, we can modify the current date. Current date means the date on which we are receiving the payment. So just click on connect here, and here it is asking for the format of the date. So let the format be as it is. Okay, and in the time zone, select your time zone. My time zone is Asia, Kolkata, so I'm selecting this. And in the operation, I'm going to select addition. In the units, I'm going to select days, and in the value I'm going to put 1. Okay, so it will give me the date one day after the current date. Okay, so click on save and send test request, and here it is showing the date as 492022. Previously the date was 392022. This was the current date. This is the date of tomorrow. Okay, so at this date I want to schedule the meetings. Now we want time, guys, on which time we want to schedule the meeting. So for that, just click here on this plus icon, and I'm going to fetch out the time from this date time, from this created at label. Here you can see we have received the date as well as the time, 7:59. So I'm going to fetch use this label only to get the time. Let me show you how. You just have to open another action step, and from here you have to search for date time formatter again. Okay, and here you have to select format date only option, then click on connect, and here it is asking for the date. So here I am going to map this label, the created at label, from the 2nd step. Okay, so just click here, and from the 2nd step map the created at label like this. Okay. And here it is asking from which format you want to convert the date. So the format was this only, you can see YYMMDD and a T in between, then hours, minutes and seconds. So this is the same format already selected, no need to change anything here. And I want to fetch out the time only from this date and time. So I'm going to select this hours and minutes. So it will give me the hours and minutes included here in this date time label. Okay, let me show you. Just click on save and send test request and the time will be fetched out here like this. Okay, 7:59 got fetched out from here. Okay, now guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to split this date, split this time also. Okay, so here you can see we got this hours and minutes. So I want to schedule meetings from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the office hours tomorrow. Okay, but this time is 7:59. This is not included in the office hours. So what I'm going to do here, to create a time between 10 and 6, I'm going to use here another feature which is called number formatter. And in the number formatter, I have an action event which is called counter. So counter will give me the counting of numbers from any starting number to any end number. Let me show you. Just click on connect. And here it is asking for the initial value. So I want that meetings should start from 10 a.m. So the initial value I'm going to put here is 10. And the operation I'll select is increment, because after 10 I want meeting to happen at 11, 12, 13. That's how. Okay. So I'm going to change the value by 1 only. Okay, reset on execution, no. And the final value would be 18. That means the 6 p.m. So in 24 hours format, I'm going to put it as 18. Then click on save and send test request. So this is the final value. You can see 11 it is showing. So that's how it is going to work. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, then 10 again. Okay, so that's how this counter is going to work. So this will act as the hour on which this final value label is going to act as the hour on which we want to schedule a meeting. Okay, and so we got the hour, and from this hour and minutes, I'm going to fetch out the minutes from here. For that, what I'm going to do, just click here in this plus icon, and I'm going to use another feature here which is called text formatter. Search for text formatter. And here we have this action event which is called split text. Okay, then click on connect, and here it is asking which text you want to split. So here I am going to map this hours and minutes result label. Okay, and I am going to split the minute out of that time. So just click here and it will show you all the previous steps, and from this fourth datetime formatter step you will find this result label. Just map it. And in the separator, I am going to put this colon between the hour and minutes as the separator. Okay. And here in the segment index, I am going to select second. Segment index means which part of this date and time you want to split out. So I want the second part, the minutes thing. Okay. So I have selected second, then click on save and send test request. And here we got the result label in which we got the minutes. So this result label is going to act as the minute on which this meeting is going to be scheduled. So you will get the hours from this final value label, and you will get the minute from this result value label. Okay, now let's move forward, and here let's create a proper date and time to create a date and time for the start date and time and end date and time of the meeting. Okay. So why we are doing these things, I'll show you later when we are going to connect Google Meets in the action step. Okay. For now, just search for date time formatter one more time. And here I'm going to select an action event which is called format date with time zone. This one, and then click on connect. And here it is asking for the date that you want to change the format of. So we are using this step to create a date and time label in this format. Okay, so that we can use in this format, so that we can use the date time label further in this workflow. So to create that, just click here, and we are going to use the data from the previous steps. So guys, here you can see in the third step, in the modify current date step, I have added one more day to the current date. Okay, so that means we are going to have the date of tomorrow to create a meeting. So use this step and map the date first. Okay, and you have to put the date in this format, so just give a space, and now it is time to map the time. So just click here, and to create a time you will find the hour from this counter. The final value will act as the hour. Okay, right, then put a colon here manually, and for the minutes you will find this you will find the minutes of the meeting from this text formatter step, in which we have splitted the minutes. We got this result label. Okay, and then put a colon one more time and put 00. That means the meeting is going to be scheduled at this date, at this hour, at this minute, and 00 seconds. Okay, right? So let us get this label created. Here I am selecting the from format, so we have used this format, guys. Okay, and I want to change it into this format, YYMMDD, a teen between hours, minutes, and seconds. And our time zone was Asia, Kolkata. And now I want to convert this date into UTC format. That means universally coordinated time format, because Google Meets application want the format in UTC only. Okay, it takes the format of time in UTC. So I am selecting UTC time format here. Right, then click on save and send test request, and we got this result label. So this will act as the starting date and time of the meeting. And I also want to have a similar date time label for entering the end date and time in Google Meet step. For that, what I'm going to do, just click here on this plus icon and search for date time formatter again one more time. And in the action event, you have to select add/subtract time. Okay, then click on connect, and here it is asking to enter the date. So I'm going to map the date from the last step. And in the expressions, I'm going to put plus 15 minutes. Why I'm putting 15 minutes? Because I want to create meetings for 15 minutes with my customers. Okay, so if you want to create meetings of 1 hour or any other time, you can use this formats written here. You can see plus 8 hours, 1 minute, 1 month, minus 2 days. So you can use just use these kind of words to put here, and you can get the time. Okay, so I have put here plus 15 minute, and here it is asking for the format. So my format is this, in which we have mapped the date, you can see, and I want the date in this same format only. So I am selecting this one more time here, and then click on save and send test request. And here you can see we got this date time label. It is showing 6:44 as the end date and hour, and previously it was 6:29. Now after 15 minutes, after adding 15 minutes, it got converted into 6:44. Okay, now we got the required data, and just click here on this plus icon and another action step will open up. Now guys, as I have told you that we have three people who are going to conduct these meetings with the customers. So I'm going to assign these meetings sequentially to all these three members. Okay, for that we are going to create three conditional paths. For that we are going to use router feature of Pabbly Connect. So with the help of router, you can create routes or conditional paths for automating your work. So we got this route here. So let me rename this first route. So this route is for the first team member who is going to conduct the meeting starting from the 10th hour. That means 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, so I'm putting here. This route is for 10 and 11 and 12. Okay, let's say. So at 10th hour, 11th hour and 12th hour, this person is going to do the meeting with the customer, and this route is for that person, team member 1. Okay, then click on set filter and action steps, and here it is asking to select it is showing you the filter. So with the help of filter, you can apply the condition on which you want to create the route. Okay, so my condition here would be when the counter shows you these three values, then create the meeting in Google Meets with this person. Okay, this is the condition, that when the counter shows you these three values. For that, just click here, and from the previous steps you will find this number formatter in which we have used the counter. From here, map the final value label like this, then make the type filter type equals to, and what I want, when this final value shows you 10, 11 and 12, so put here 10 first. Okay, then 10 or 11 or 12. So these are three conditions we have. So when on these three conditions, team member 1 is going to conduct the meeting. So just click on this plus or condition button, and another condition will open up. From here, select the same label, same final value label from the counter or the number formatter. Now put the value as 11, then click on plus or condition, select the same filters, select the same label, final value, and put the value here as 12. This means whenever the final value shows you 10 or 11 or 12, schedule a meeting with team member 1. Okay, so click on save and send test request, and here you can see the condition is true. Now when this condition matches true, what we want to schedule a meeting. So just click here on this plus icon, and let's schedule a meeting using Google Meets application. Alright, so here it is, Google Meet, select it, and the action event is schedule a meeting. Then click on connect, and from here select add new connection, then click on connect with Google Meet, and from here select that Google account by which you are using that application. Okay, then you have to provide some additional access. Just click on continue, and you can see we are getting connected here. Alright, so we are connected, and here it is asking the calendar's name on which you want to see the meetings. So this is the calendar, and this is the calendar I'm using, named as workflow training, and here I want to create meetings. Alright, so let me select the calendar's name, workflow training is here, select it, and here it is asking for the summary. So here I am putting the summary as meeting for discussion. You can put your own summary, I'm just showing you the demo. Alright, and here in the description, I'm going to put explaining about, and here, or let me type here to explain about, and here I'm going to you can mention the product's name. Okay, so my product was Pabbly Connect. Alright, so this is specifically the workflow for a particular product. Okay, alright, so here it is now asking for the start date time and the end date time. So I'm going to use the previous data. So we have created the start date time using this 7th number date time formatter step. This was the date time label, just map it, and for the end date time use the previous step, which was this 8th number, the last step. Okay, right, so it will be a 15 minutes meeting, and in the attendees email, first of all you have to map the customer's email address, which you will find from the first step or from the second step. Okay, and now you have to put a comma, and in the attendees I'm going to put the team member 1 email address also, which is going to be conducting this meeting. Okay, so here I'm going to put the email address as team1@. Right, okay, and here you can leave this blank, this is not a compulsory thing, and you can check your connection with Google Meets application by clicking on save and send test request, and you will see a new meeting will be created on this date. So let me delete this one, it is already created. Okay, so this is my calendar, and let's check our connection. I'm clicking on save and send test request, guys. and this is the response we have received. Okay, let's see in our calendar if we got a new meeting created. And here you can see at 11:59 a.m. a new meeting is created, titled as Meeting for Discussion and to explain about Pabbly Connect. And here you can see these are the two guests inside this meeting, our team member and the customer. So that's how it is going to work, guys. So we are done creating this route. Now I'm going to create two more routes just similar to this route. For that, what you can do, you can just clone this same route, guys. Let me delete this second route. Okay, and I'm going to clone this same route two more times. So just click here on the three dots and you will find this clone option. Click on clone, then click on clone. Okay, and you can see it got cloned here. And then click on one more time clone button, then click on clone button, and you can see this same route got cloned two more times. Let me rename these two more routes. So guys, you can see I have renamed the two routes also. So this route is for conducting meeting at 13th hour, 14th hour and 15th hour tomorrow with the second team member. And this route is for the third team member who is going to conduct the meeting at 16th hour, 17th hour and 18th hour. And after 18, the counter is going to be reset and the meeting will be conducted with the team member 1. Okay. So guys, you have to change a few things here in the second and third route, and the things are, let me show you. Just click on set filter and action steps. Here you just have to change the values. Okay, here in place of 10 put 13, here put 14, here put 15. Okay, then click on save and save this step, right? And here in this Google Meet step, you have to change the email ID of the second team member. Okay, that's how you can change, and then click on save. And we are done setting up the second route. Similarly, in the third route, you have to change the values in the filter. Here put the values now as 16, 17 and 18. Then come here and change the email ID of the third team member, right? So that's how you can do it. So we are done setting up this automation, guys, and you have to set up this automation only once. After that, you don't have to do anything manually in the workflow. After that, as and when you are going to capture any payment using InstaMojo or any other payment gateway application, in place of InstaMojo, you can use Razorpay as well. Okay, the meetings will be scheduled and created, and you can see the meetings directly in your Google Calendar automatically. Yes guys, and if you want to use this same workflow, you can use it, because I'm going to paste the link of this same workflow in the description, and you can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation instantly.
In this video, we are going to learn how you can send InstaMojo failed payment or card abandoned details to Excel. So the idea here is that you are selling some products digitally and collecting the payments for the same using InstaMojo Payment Gateway. Now you want that whenever a new sale happens and the payment for that particular sale gets failed or the cart is abandoned, then the failed payment details should be saved to your Excel spreadsheet as a new row. So here you have to integrate your InstaMojo account with MS Excel. So here your trigger application would be InstaMojo and your action application would be MS Excel. So how you can integrate both these software applications using Pabbly Connect and how you can set up this automation, for that you need to come to my screen. So welcome to my screen. Here let us type Pabbly, pabbly.com in our browser. This is the website of Pabbly. Here we have to come to products and click on Pabbly Connect. This is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. As you are the first time user, you have to click on sign up for free button and you can create your own account in just 2 minutes. And you're going to get free task every month. If you're already a user of Pabbly Connect, simply click on sign in. In the all apps section, come to Pabbly Connect and click on access now. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here we have to create a workflow. For that, come to this plus sign and click on create workflow. Now here we have to give a name to the workflow. So let us give the name as InstaMojo to MS Excel integration. Here you can give the workflow name as per your requirement and simply click on create.
Now we can see a trigger window and an action window. So Pabbly Connect works on the concept of trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So in this particular use case, we want that whenever the payments get failed in your InstaMojo account or the cart is abandoned, then the failed payment details should be entered to your MS Excel spreadsheet. For that, we have to integrate InstaMojo account with Pabbly Connect. So simply open this trigger window and here choose the application name as InstaMojo. Select the trigger event as new sale. Now here we can see a webhook URL and some instructions. So by following these instructions, you can set up the webhook in your InstaMojo account. So I'm just going to copy this webhook URL from here and I'll take you to the dashboard of my InstaMojo account where I have already created some smart pages. Okay, here you can see the page as Pabbly Connect, programming languages, donation. So in this way, I have already created some smart pages. Okay, here we are going to access this Pabbly Connect page. Let's click on this 3 dots and click on edit page. And here I have just customized the page, given the page header title as Pabbly Connect. You can just customize the page as per your requirement. Here I have selected a theme. You can also select a theme as per your requirement. And here I have given the product or the purpose of the payment as automation and integration software. Amount as a testing amount for ₹10. So here you can give the actual amount of the product. Okay. And when we scroll down, here we can find the page settings option. So come to page settings and here we can find add webhook button. So we have to just enable this add webhook button and here we have to paste the webhook URL that we have copied from Pabbly Connect. And now let's click on save and update. Now it is asking save and update. Are you want to save the changes? Let's click on yes, save and update. Smart page Pabbly Connect edited successfully. Okay, now let's move back to Pabbly Connect. And now here we can see that it is waiting for the webhook response. So in order to capture the response, we have to do a test submission. It means we have to make a payment on the name of a customer. So let's move to the InstaMojo account once again. And here I'm just going to click on these 3 dots and click on share page. And here we have got the payment link. So I'm just going to copy it and I'll open it in a new tab. And now we are going to make the payment. Let's click on pay now. And here let us enter the details of the customer. First name as demo. Last name as name itself, email address as demo@pabblytudes.com. Let's enter the mobile number over here. Let's click on pay. And here I'm just going to make the payment from my credit card. These are the test card details. The payment is getting processed this time. Okay, now we can see that the transaction is failed. The payment is failed over here. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect. And within some seconds, we can see the response is captured over here. We can find the payment ID over here. We can find the payment status as failure. We can find the payment amount as 10 rupees, currency. And here we can find the payment date and time along with the time zone. And here we can find the customer details, his name, his email address, the phone number, okay. And some other details are also captured over here. Okay, we can find even the reason or the purpose for which the payment has been done. Yes, the automation and integration software. Okay, so now we want this data to be entered into our MS Excel spreadsheet. But here, I'll just want to show you that the payment status is failed over here. Okay, but there may be the times that you may receive the successful payment status over here or card abandoned. So in that case, we have to apply a filter over here, that this particular workflow should run further only when the payment status is failed or whenever the cart is abandoned. Okay, so let's scroll down, click on this plus sign, add actions tab, and here choose the application name as filter. Select the label over here from InstaMojo as payment status is equal to, and here we have to give the value as failure. Okay. So whenever the payment status will be equal to failure, then only this particular workflow should run. So filter is basically a if condition. If this particular situation or the condition satisfies, then only the workflow should run further. Let's check the condition by clicking on save and send test request. And here we have got the status as success message, condition is true. Okay, so it is going to work further. Okay, and here I want to show you one more thing, that payment completed at, the date and time is given over here along with the time zone. So I don't want to include the time zone in my MS Excel spreadsheet, and even I want the date to be in DD, MM and YY format. For that we have to just change the format of this date. For that, again come to this plus sign and click on Add Action Step. And here choose the application name as Date and Time Formatter. Select the action event as Format Date Only. Click on Connect. And now here we need to give the date that needs to be formatted. So come to InstaMojo and from here let us select the payment completed at the date which we have got from our trigger response. And here we have to select the to format, in which format we want this date. So I want this date to be in DD, MM and YY format. Okay. And along with the time. So let us select the format over here as DD, MM and YY along with the time. Okay, let us select this particular format. Okay. And now let's click on Save and Send Test Request. And here we have got the date, month and year format along with the time. Okay. And the time zone is not there in this particular result. Now we are going to add this data in our MS Excel spreadsheet. So can come to this plus sign and add an action step over here. Choose the application name as MX Excel. Select the action event as Add Row to Worksheet. Click on Connect. Click on Add New Connection and click on Connect with Microsoft Excel. Now it is asking, let this app access your info. So let's click on Yes and give away the access over here. Authorization successful. And now the MS Excel account is connected to Pabbly Connect just because I was already logged into my Microsoft Excel account. So make sure before creating a connection, you are logged into your Microsoft Excel account. Now, as we have created a connection between MS Excel and Pabbly Connect, here we can find all the workbooks that I have created in my MS Excel account. Okay. So here I'll just take you to the Excel sheet which I have already created. And the sheet name is Payment Status. The spreadsheet is Payment Status and the sheet name is Sheet 1 over here, where I'm collecting all the details, that is the date, name, email address, phone number, purpose, amount and the status. So I want the data to be entered in this particular Excel sheet. So I have to select the same sheet name, that is Payment Status over here in Pabbly Connect also. So let us find the same spreadsheet over here as Payment Status. And now as I have created a single sheet in this particular spreadsheet, it will be automatically captured over here in Pabbly Connect. You can see the worksheet as Sheet 1 over here. Okay, it is getting processed within some seconds. We'll be able to see. Yes, Sheet 1. So if you have created multiple sheets, from the drop down, you have to select your specific sheet name in which you want to enter the details. Now here it is asking for the details that need to be entered into the columns. That is the date, name, email address and other details. So we have already got all these details from the trigger response over here. So we'll be mapping these details now. Okay, for mapping, scroll down, simply click it over here. And here we have to map the date that we have got from Date and Time Formatter. In the same way, we'll be mapping the name from InstaMojo trigger response. And the name was demo name. Here we'll be mapping the email address. Here we'll be mapping the phone number. In the same way, let us map the purpose. So the purpose was automation and integration software. Here let us map the amount. And here we have to map the status. That is failure. Okay. So we have entered all the details. Now let's click on Save and Send Test Request. Okay, and here we can see the response is received. It means the details are entered to our MS Excel spreadsheet. Let's check it. We have to just refresh it. Okay, and here we can see the details, date and time mentioned over here, name as demo name, the email address of the customer, his phone number. Here we can find the purpose, amount as ₹10, that was the testing amount, and the status as failure. So in this way, we can see that our integration is working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and let us save this workflow first. Data saved successfully. Okay. Now, as this is a one-time process, we have set up the automation. Next time, whenever the payment is going to fail in your InstaMojo account, automatically the failed payment details will be entered into your MS Excel spreadsheet over here. So let us check this in the real time, that whether our integration is actually working fine or not. For that, I'll just move to the payment page once again. And here we'll be entering the details of some other customer. Let's give the first name as dummy name this time. Last name as customer. Email address as dummy@pabblytudes.com. Let's enter the mobile number. Let's click on pay. Okay, let's click on more payment options. Let us select the credit card. Here I'm just going to enter the card details. Click on pay. Transaction is going to fail. Okay, and here we can see that the payment has been failed. Now let us check our Excel spreadsheet. We have to just refresh it. Okay, and here we can see that the details are entered into our Excel spreadsheet. Here we can find the date and time. Here we can find the name of the customer as dummy customer, his email address, the phone number. Here we can find the purpose, amount as 10 and the status as failure. So in this way we can see that our integration is perfectly working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and now I'll just minimize all these windows and let us see in a nutshell whatever we have done till now. So first we have created an integration between InstaMojo and Pabbly Connect so that whenever a new sale happens, automatically the details are captured in Pabbly Connect. Then we have applied a filter over here that this particular workflow should run only for the failed payments. Okay. Then we have applied the date and time formatter just because we want the date which we have got from our trigger response to be in DD, MM and YY format along with the time and not the time zone. And then using all these details, we have entered the data into our MS Excel spreadsheet. And in this way, we have learned that how we can create an integration between InstaMojo and MS Excel and how we can capture the failed payment details or the car abandoned details in MS Excel using Pabbly Connect. Thank you.
So not just these software applications, you can integrate a ton of applications and automate your business using Pabbly Connect. In case of any queries, you can visit our Pabbly forum. To check the pricing details of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this particular URL. Also, the link of Pabbly Connect and this workflow is available in the description box. You can clone the same workflow into your account directly. If you really like this video, please comment, share and subscribe. Thank you everyone.